Okay? So, we surveyed you guys. We surveyed you guys. Top stocks for requests for momentum. For momentum to not for position. 1, Now. 2, Ali. 3, MPI. MRC, MEG, PXP, Bloom, Wilcon, SM Prime, and Metro Bank. Let's start, Di kita dito. Number 1, Now. Can Now double in the next 6 months? Yes or no? Hindi. It's not about whether it will or not. It's about kaya ba o hindi. Kaya ba hindi? Kaya. Yes. Can Ayala Land go up 20% in 2 weeks' time? No. MPI. Mega World. Bloom. Possible. Maybe not. Wilcon. Slightly possible. SM Prime. No. Metro Bank. No also. Okay? But out of all these stocks, what's the probability of hitting a double or a triple? Now. What else? MRC. And probably PXP. Those 3. Okay? And the reason why I asked that is because when we asked you guys to give us stocks for momentum, why would you even bother momentum stocks the other 7? Did you guys understand? Why would you even bother trading momentum, buy high, sell higher in the other 7 stocks? For the 3, I could understand because pwede naman mag-double and nobody knows what these are. But for the 7 that was left, I have no idea why they are on that list. In fact, if I go to 11 to 15, says the same result. Okay? And the reason why is simple. Okay? Here. So we have 3 of the 10 here that only have the possibility of going higher and even higher. Okay? And I'll just point to you, for example, we have a stock, let's say like Ayala Land. Okay. Who in their right mind would rather buy Ayala at 46 than at 42? How many here would rather buy Ayala at 46 than 42? Just one here at the left. Crazy. I'm just kidding. Okay? And for 99% of the people here, where would you rather buy Ayala? Cheap or expensive? Cheap, no doubt about it. Okay? And so the reason why I ask this question is I don't know why people continue to buy stocks when they assume that they broke out, buy high, thinking about it's going to go even higher. Because in most cases, you want to be buying these guys, like what you said, cheap. Okay? And the reason why is simple. We actually characterize these types of stocks as 45 degrees. Okay? So 45 degrees is that they go up orderly. Okay? I don't have a blackboard here to explain it. But normally what we're looking for stocks is that stocks that are going up rationally, your big caps, your mid caps, most of them that go up 45 degrees, you want to be buying them cheap. So instead of buying them at expensive, you're trying to look for it, buying it cheap, buying it cheap, buying it cheap, and hopefully here, buying it cheap also. Does that make sense? You don't want to be buying these guys as they go up, as they break out, as they go. You want to be buying these guys cheap. Okay? And it makes sense. Why would you want to why would you guys be buying these cheap? Are you buying good quality companies or bad companies? These are good companies. Right? Is Ayala Land continue to growing? Continue to grow. Yes, it is. Okay? And the reason why you're willing enough to buy these stocks cheap, it's because you know that there's some fundamental good thing happening about this company. And that's why over time, and that's why we always stress about time. Time, ladies and gentlemen, time. It's because time corrects a lot of stuff, a lot of errors. Okay? And when you're buying good quality companies, time is your best friend. Okay? In fact, if you look at the company of Ayala Land, okay, for the last 5 years, despite nobody making money in the stock market, okay, Ayala Land continues to go up over time. And you'd rather be buying these guys cheap than buying it expensive. And if you had that simple strategy, if that's the strategy that you want, ladies and gentlemen, you should be on that side, not here. Okay? So, if you look at Ayala Land, earnings continue to grow. Business continues to grow. In fact, over the next 5 years, up until 2020, Ayala is expected to make 40 billion in profits. If you know this company is growing, will this company grow over time? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, so in these types of strategies, in these types of companies, you want to be buying them cheap or expensive? Sure Baka mamaya paglabas ko, iba na lang sasabihin nyo sa akin. Okay? And that's why we have to keep on reminding you guys over and over and over again. It's because most of these mistakes are basic mistakes that just keep on repeating itself over and over and over again. Okay? So, not yet. We'll answer questions later. Okay? So, here. Momentum. The biggest telco, or seems like the biggest telco. Kasi siya lang umaakit eh. Yung dalawa bumababa eh. Okay? So, Now Corporation. Who wants to be buying cheap and selling expensive? If you had the option, would you buy this cheap or expensive? Cheap. Okay? The problem is we don't buy stocks that are cheap because may laman ba to? Wala. Hindi natin alam. Okay? Now the assumption is that when we're buying something cheap, it's because you understand that there's something fundamentally good about it. Correct or not? Okay, so what are you buying if you want to be buying this stock cheap and time will correct it? How much does Now make? Anybody? Close to zero. 6 million pesos for 2015 billion market cap. What's inside? What's the book value? Probably something small. And the point I bring here is that nobody knows what's inside anyway, and it's so small. So my question is, if you think it's cheap, do you think everybody else thinks it's cheap? Yes or no? Wala nga laman eh. So for you, you think it's cheap. Everybody else, do they think it's cheap? Yes or no? Siyempre, no. Kasi wala naman laman eh. Do you guys understand the difference? Okay, so if you're buying something cheap, pero sa tingin mo, ikaw lang, para sa'yo mura lang. Sa iba, hindi naman aakit yan eh. Gets you ba? Do you guys understand the difference? So if it's just you who thinks it's cheap, that price is not gonna go up. Okay? So the point of understanding momentum is that you're trying to see what the market is thinking, not what you think. Okay? So the important part when you're studying and you're trading momentum stocks, the important part is understanding what the market price is telling you what it wants to do. So if the price is breaking out and showing signs of strength, it's actually better for you to be buying at expensive and selling higher. The reason why, it's because if someone's willing to pay an expensive price, most likely they are speculating that there is something bigger. Does that make sense? Clear, ladies and gentlemen? Clear? Clear, sure?